this householder, they noticed they could hear at night, they could hear the sound of running water. And that's something I would never ever ignore, by the way. If you hear running water or anything unusual in the night, don't just go back to sleep, but just try and investigate. So they traced it to this loo, which is by no means unusual. Now, modern WCs no longer have an external overflow. That's both good and bad. People can ignore it, whereas when it was pouring out of a pipe outside, not only you but your neighbours knew about it. Now you can have water innocently trickling into the pan. You might not even notice it. If you're on a water meter, obviously it's knocking your bills up. They don't all release from the top. Some of them release from the side, so you have to kind of push it to the side to get it off. But the important thing is, don't force it. You don't need to force it. It may be a little bit awkward like this one. The next thing is, we've got a couple of levers here. These are all fairly similar. There are different makes, but they all work in a very similar way. And we just pull that plastic piece out. Now this is just a debris plate. You don't always get these. They're there, but a lot of plumbers don't bother putting them in, but all they do is just stop all the big stuff during the construction stage. We've got a little press mechanism here, which is just locking that in place. Pull that out. So there you can see clearly that that water is dripping, and what happens with that water is it ends up down in the pan below. This is the point where we need to turn the water off. Do that by going to your main stopcock, or you can turn it off with a nifty little isolation valve. So here you can see the valve, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, so turn that off clockwise. You don't have to go crazy. All these components are plastic. You don't need to get a wrench on it or anything like that. Just turn it off. Just in there is a little clip. That clip just releases from the back. You can then fiddle the whole mechanism out. And on here you can see the adjustment, how many litres you want to flush. There's the full mark. There's a rubber seal at the bottom, and you can see that slight bit of scale that's built up on the bottom. And if the debris builds up on there, it will stop it sealing properly and you'll get water into the pan. It really isn't worth you messing around with those seals. If they're gone, you can get them. Normally, if you just get the number off that debris plate, you can just replace the whole thing. This little nut here really doesn't need to be tightened with a wrench. This is just hand tight. And the reason it's hand tight is because inside there is an O-ring, and it's that O-ring that seals the pipe. Everything, all the moving parts have now been removed from it. So what we can do at that point, turn our valve on, and we could give ourselves a quick flush out, get rid of all the junk. This is a hard water area, so you can see the scale building up on the whole thing. So if we undo this, this is all scale build up. We can either replace the washer, which is a fairly easy thing to do. Now if you have any trouble at all and you don't fancy hunting around, go on to toilet parts, identify the part by number or just by matching the pictures up. In there you can see there's a little filter. Just check that filter is clear, because if it's not clear, you'll find that it's very, very slow to fill. So if I go and give this a quick clean up, just get yourself some lemon juice, vinegar, descalant fluid, anything you like, anything that says it kills scale. So when you put that back in, there's a locating bit there basically, which has to go down inside there, and then the whole thing will push into place. We can screw this back on. It's only hand tight. Nothing has to have a wrench on it. You can see there's got a little bit of an offset on it, that clip, just the way it is to just kick the valve out from the back of the cistern. So everything is going to go back the way it came out. That's going to fold down, just push it, and then it gently folds down like that. That goes at the back, and this clip here goes into that bracket there. So I know the seal is clean at the bottom, so we're not putting it back onto anything dirty. You can more or less just feel the thing dropping into the little hole at the bottom. And then we've got a clip there. And we're going to put the flexi hose back in. Probably going to have to put that in first. Give ourselves a fighting chance. So you can see that little black rubber O-ring there, that's intact. You leave it intact and then just push that in. No need to do anything more than that. You could use a bit of silicone grease on it just to lubricate that O-ring in there. but if it's wet it normally goes in, and that doesn't do anything to seal it. All that's doing is stopping that pulling away. I know I've already said that, but it's important because people do not understand the way things achieve their seal. That's stopped. These two bits here go into these two holes at the back, very, very gently, in they go. Sometimes you find that these aren't adjusted properly. When the person's put it in, they haven't adjusted these properly. All you've got to do is put them in, slide them backwards and forwards until you find the sweet spot. So those are in there. And now the non-essential bit, the debris plate, it's got all the instructions for telling you how many litres. These are set to save water. If you think you're not getting enough flush, you can actually just adjust it. You can see that's nicely sitting in there, ready to go. Everything's good. Give them a little test again. Everything appears to be working well. Cover plate, again, holes at the bottom. Bring those over to the edge, and we're going to put these little knobs, if you like, put those back through the holes. Push in the lock. That's in. That's in. Everything's good. They're still operating perfectly. So pop the cover plate back on again. It's pushing up on these two bits at the bottom here. You can see what's happening. So we pop it on like that, and then we push it up until it clicks on the top, and then it goes down. Now, this is the one I wasn't sure about. So let's just have a listen. Perfectly all right. Perfectly all right. Saturday afternoon, getting a plumber out to do a little job like this. Could be 150 quid, could be 250 quid. If you're in London, it might even be more than that. So if you're able to do it yourself, and as I say, it doesn't take any tools to do it, then that's happy days. If you're not, if you don't know what you're doing, then you best call a plumber. But don't call me, my wife is always complaining that I work too much.
Don't forget to sign up for the Skill Builder newsletter, or you'll miss out on offers, giveaways, updates, and everything else going on at Skill Builder. Follow the link to skillbuilder/sign up and join our growing community.